Hi friends and welcome. I'm Anna. In today's tutorial, I want to share with you some different ways to use multiple colors of ink on one stamp. Usually when you're just starting out stamping, we just think we're just going to ink it with one color and stamp, but there's a lot of different ways you can actually apply multiple colors of ink, get a little bit more fun effect with your stamping. So we'll talk about that at the end. We'll talk about life as usual. I'm going to share some things about gardening with you. Weather will be warming up soon, right? Hopefully. We'll talk about that at the end, so I hope you'll stick around. School-themed projects are ones that I often have a hard time finding supplies for, papers, stamps, and things. So when the stamp set came out, I was really excited to get it. And I thought it would be perfect for this idea today of sharing ways to get multiple colors of ink on your stamp. Of course, you could stamp this whole apple all with red, but it's a little more fun when we have the stem and the leaf, the appropriate colors as well, right? So that's what we're going to do. We are going to make 5 cards here with 5 different techniques, and we will start with this one. So for several of these, you actually need some markers instead of an ink pad. And this is one we are going to start with, and I am going to start by coloring the surface of the apple with my red marker. Now, as you're doing this, you may notice I'm holding my marker very flat, okay? It is not upright. It is basically completely flat. By doing this, I get better coverage onto the stamp, and I also am protecting the tip of my marker from getting damaged if I was coloring straight up and down and it rubbed against like the edge of the stamp or some rough surfaces at the edges. So there's my brown, and I'll add green on the leaf. After I do this, I just want to stamp it as quickly as possible. The longer you let it sit, that ink may bubble up in certain spots, or it may dry up a little bit. So here we have our finished card, almost finished card with the cute little apples. And the greetings in the stamp set are nice as well. I'll use this little one that says, "You make a world of difference." Perfect card for a teacher. So let's move on to the second one. This one is going to be similar, but we are using a stamping platform. So the reason for this is if you want to do your coloring on your stamp at 2 different times, like let's say I wanted to color the apple red and stamp that part and then do the leaf, this would be the way to do that. So I am going to start and just do the outer part of this cute little backpack with blue. And then we'll stamp it, we'll clean it off, and then we can do the other color for the inner parts, for the pouches, the zipper areas. So something you'll notice when you're doing this is that the ink I stamped this time, it is going to be lighter than what I stamped the first time when I was just inking directly on my ink pads. So be prepared for that. If you're doing stamping with an ink pad and the way I'm doing it here on the same project, you will definitely see a difference. So we'll go ahead and stamp this. You do not get perfect coverage with this, with the markers, so be prepared for that. But I really like the effect just to get the different colors, and I don't worry too much about the imperfections of it. So now that we have that done, I will go ahead and color the inner areas with my Granny Apple Green marker. And I'm trying to stay inside the lines. You may be able to see with my blue, I got just a little outside the lines, but that's okay. Anytime I have imperfections on my cards, I just remind myself as I keep working on the card, it stands out like a sore thumb when I first do it. But as you add other things to your card, that is not going to be the center of attention anymore. And here we got the inner part of that backpack. So with the 2 different colors, so that's another technique you can try if you have a stamping platform. So let's add a greeting to this one. I thought congratulations would be good for this one as well. Maybe we're promoting to a new grade or starting a new school or starting kindergarten or something like that. So cute card there. This next one is super easy, but it's just to stamp that same stamp repeatedly and use your different colors. So here I used the book stamp. This would also be super cute with the pencil. I did not create a card with the pencil, but just alternating colors is an easy way to use that and get your different colors instead of it all being the same color. I had to bring in, I have this new stamp set. I love the greetings in this set right here. I love the font and I love what some of them say. I use the happy birthday on this one, and on the inside, you bring so much joy and laughter to my life. I love this, the bestie and friends with a family you choose for yourself, right? So anyway, just a fun stamp set I wanted to use on that one. Let's move on to the next one, the third card. And this is a technique I like to call rolling. Now, this stamp is not the best example of a stamp to use with the rolling technique, and I'll explain that here in a second. So I'm using 2 colors of ink, which is what you typically do with rolling. You want to use your lighter color of ink first. The other color of ink needs to be a little bit darker, and it needs to be one that you're not concerned if the first color gets into that ink pad. So if yellow gets into my orange ink pad, I'm not concerned about it. It's not going to affect the color of my orange. And you just want to lightly roll the edges in that darker color. So because I'm sticking to the basics of these primary colors, I am using Daffodil Delight and Pumpkin Pie. If I was doing this on another project with a different stamp set, I would use a larger stamp and probably 2 colors of ink that are a little bit closer together, like a light orange and a dark orange, for example. But in between, I just cleaned my stamp off because it had some orange ink on it still. So clean it off, and then you can start over and just ink the edges and stamp. So with like flowers and leaves and larger stamps, such as those, for example, this is a really fun technique, but it gives you an idea of a place to start, of something you can do on some of your projects to get multiple colors on them. This congratulations one with the stars, I thought would be great for anything, any kind of accomplishment. And last but not least, we are going to use the graduation cap, and this is one of my favorite techniques of all time for getting multiple colors onto one stamp. So what I'm going to do is I ink on this right here, which you can see, and this is a baby wipe. I have it in one of our stamp cases. I buy extras of these. I like to use them to store my chamois that I use to clean my stamps. I use them for other things as well, but they're perfect for this technique. I have a baby wipe folded in half, so I have 2 layers of it. And then I used my ink refill bottles that I use to refill my ink pads, and just put little drops of the 2 different colors on until it started to blend together a little bit like this. Now, this is the first time I have used this stamp, and because of that, I'm going to stamp off screen onto some paper and get some of that film off. Sometimes when it's the first time to use it, it doesn't stamp quite right. So I like to do that. And now, I thought this would be a good technique. Let's say your school has multiple school colors, like yellow and red, for example. I thought this would be a fun technique where you could incorporate both of those colors into one card for graduation. Like I said, these are going to turn out lighter. This is like the marker technique, where it's going to turn out lighter than it would if you were inking directly on an ink pad. The more ink you put on here, the darker it will be. So if you want it to be darker, just use more ink. But we'll stamp borders along each edge. And we get this fun effect so that You can use multiple colors. And then we just need to add a greeting to this. So here is the cute little congratulations. I may add one in the center as well here after we're done, but bring these back in real quick. So here are several ideas for how to use multiple colors of ink on those stamps. Another way that I didn't mention, but I will mention it right now, is to put Scotch tape over part of your stamp. So I'm bringing in the apple as my example here. If I cover up the stem and the leaf with a piece of Scotch tape, I can ink this on an ink pad, pull that tape off, and then just stamp the red apple. And then you could go back, and the way I would do it would be to do the marker on the stem and the leaf and then stamp that over top. So that's another way to use Scotch tape to cover up a certain area. Then you can ink it on an ink pad, then remove that tape and go ahead and stamp that way. So I hope you enjoyed those ideas and you can use them on your projects. Today, for a little life chat, I thought I would talk about gardening. Now, while I'm talking about this, there's still snow on the ground. It's freezing cold where I'm at. It is very drab and wintry, but spring is coming. It will be here before we know it. Last year was the first year that I started some of my own garden plants myself in my house. So if you drove by at night and you saw a glowing light in my basement, that's what I was growing, not the other stuff, okay? I was growing plants for my garden. Okay, now that we've covered that. So I realized sometime here in the last year that gardening is one thing I do in my life that has probably changed more habits in my life for the better than anything else. Now, my faith is that's like the thing that saves me and has changed like everything. But if I'm just looking at like habits and stuff, the way I eat, the exercise, all the things, gardening is one thing that has changed so many things. So what has it changed for me? It has changed the way I eat because I have lots of healthy food in my backyard just waiting to be eaten. I preserve a lot of it in different ways. Canning is very time intensive, but I've learned a lot of other ways to preserve foods as well. So I preserve it so then I have it throughout the winter to use. The amount of exercise I get, yes, it is work, and I don't always want to do it. I don't always want to go out and pull those weeds, but it's good for me. It gets me outside, moving, exercising. Being outside in general is so good for us. We need to get out of our stuffy houses. I've heard the air inside of our houses is supposed to be like, I don't know, I've heard like 100 times more toxic than the air outside. Because I don't know, all these things we buy and we bring into our houses that smell weird, a lot of them aren't good for us. Let's get outside, friends. Let's breathe some fresh air. Sunshine. Our bodies make vitamin D when we're out in the sunshine. I imagine there are probably a lot of other benefits of being in the sunshine that I'm not aware of. One of them, no, lots of people have thyroid problems. Getting outside first thing in the morning in natural light is one of the ways to reset your thyroid. So getting outside, getting sunshine. Sun is not bad for us if we're getting it in reasonable quantities and not scorching ourselves. But just so many things gardening has helped me with. So I'm bringing this up now because it's not one of those things that when it's time to plant the plants, you're like, oh yeah, let's do a garden. Like something you probably want to think about ahead of time. So I know we don't all have big backyards, but maybe you have a patio, maybe you have I don't know, when you live in an apartment and you have your little, maybe you can at least grow a tomato plant or something. I would encourage you. You can grow salad greens and herbs in your kitchen window no matter where you're at. You could try that. But anyway, I would encourage you to think about growing something of your own food this year. Tomatoes, greens, what else are good places to start? I don't know. Those are my best options, I guess. I love to grow things like cucumbers and broccoli and stuff like that, but I have more insect problems with those. I have less, so I encourage you to start with ones that maybe you're going to have less insect problems with. But anyway, think about that. I know a lot of us are wanting to feel better and eat better and take better care of ourselves, and it is so important. I am just kind of like fascinated with all the things I've learned about our bodies, about how we take care of ourselves, how most disease, maybe all of it, I'm not sure, most or all is preventable. But because we're putting bad things in our bodies, we have terrible lifestyles where we stress ourselves out and we never slow down and breathe and sit in the quiet, and we don't spend enough time outside. Like, we're bringing a lot of these things on to ourselves. So gardening is something that I think could help a lot of people to change the lifestyle, change the way we eat, get some more exercise. So that's what I got for today. Thanks so much for being here, friends. I hope you are well. I hope you'll be back again next time when I'll be here helping you to hand make with love.